all eyes are on Blake Lively.
You think I want to make you pay?
Blake, what does it mean to be back with Anna?
Oh, it's the best. I'm so happy. The judge recently tossed out a crucial part of Blake Lively's claims, effectively declaring there was no merit in that portion of her argument. For Lively, this is a monumental development because it places her credibility under a harsh spotlight. If the jury decides that she fabricated even one detail, they have the legal right to disregard her entire testimony. In a high-stakes legal showdown, nothing is more lethal than the potential label of a liar. Understandably, this startling decision triggered what insiders describe as explosive tantrums from Lively. Yet it's fair to say she orchestrated her own downfall. Her testimony, a cornerstone of her case, now appears riddled with uncertainties. The court of public opinion tends to be unforgiving toward anyone who distorts facts. Even the judge, who initially tried to weigh the evidence neutrally, found no compelling reasons to shield her. In fact, the judge noted that Lively had demanded privileges for herself that she wasn't willing to extend to Justin Baldoni and his legal team. That glaring double standard was not lost on anyone. For months, Lively maneuvered through this lawsuit with precisely crafted public relations moves, striving to frame herself as the sympathetic figure. She sought to present Baldoni as the root of every problem, from professional friction to personal slights. However, when the judge ruled against her in a way that no one foresaw, it shattered the fragile illusion she had constructed. Overnight, conversation pivoted from an outpouring of sympathy for vulnerable Blake to deep suspicion. What is she concealing? Legal and media experts scrambled to parse the court documents, and social media erupted with theories. It was a public relations catastrophe of epic proportions. Though a few loyal fans defended her, the dominant narrative was that she had overreached and gotten caught. By all accounts, Lively spiraled into a state of frenzy once she got word of this devastating blow. Sources close to the situation described her as frantic.
Today, a protester was among the crowd as the Another Simple Favor stars hit the premiere at the South by Southwest Film and TV Festival,
willing to attempt any last-ditch maneuver to salvage her image. But the power of a judge's ruling is formidable. Slick PR can only do so much. As the tension escalated, Hollywood insiders, once fascinated by her charisma, started viewing her with renewed skepticism. This whole meltdown transcended the lawsuit, exposing the shaky foundation on which her public image stood. Crucially, Lively's now infamous attempt to insert an expert statement in a complaint, while arguably irrelevant in court, made for a cunning PR move. Trials hinge on objective truths, whereas public skirmishes can be swayed by theatrics. Yet Lively seemed to underestimate that a judge and jury want tangible proof, not a staged performance. Baldoni's legal team has come across as comparatively honest, which may be one reason his public standing has been on the rise. In the span of just a few months, Lively's social media presence has taken a nosedive. Thousands upon thousands of followers are abandoning her profiles. Meanwhile, Baldoni is experiencing a groundswell of support. People who once brushed off his allegations are now paying attention. Numerous conservative commentators, Candace Owens and Meghan McCain among them, have voiced their support for Baldoni, apparently convinced that Lively's manipulative tactics have gone too far. The more Lively tries to stoke public sympathy, the more her credibility slips away, leaving her open to scathing criticism. Beyond the internet, the entertainment industry is quietly backing away. Studio executives and producers, perpetually mindful of their bottom lines, see her current reputation as a looming threat. If the public is turning against her, that means potential boycotts, negative headlines, and everything else big-budget films want to avoid. Stories are resurfacing of Lively commandeering creative control on set, overriding directors, demanding script changes, and reorganizing entire schedules to keep to Lively's plummeting support. He has, in effect, become a sympathetic figure. Observers suspect it's because, at its core, the public despises obvious manipulations, especially by a powerful celebrity they feel betrayed by.
Anna, what does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, talking about you.
Amid the It Ends With Us legal battle, this red carpet has become a PR challenge to navigate. National TV crews banned from the carpet.
Lively's efforts to salvage her brand by enlisting top-tier PR gurus and even ex-CIA professionals underscore the severity of her predicament. Allegedly, some of these operatives specialize in subtle propaganda tactics. controlling narratives, diverting controversies, and casting doubt on unflattering realities. But even a public relations juggernaut cannot fully reverse a court's finding that a central claim lacks basis. With that legal declaration in place, Lively's star may be dimmer than ever. Around early March 2025, we witnessed yet another dramatic development that showed just how dire things had become. Blake Lively showed up at South by Southwest, a festival known for high-energy showings and celebratory vibes, as if nothing was amiss. While her lawyers and many fans expected her to lie low, maybe bypass the risk of an in-person spectacle, Lively chose to waltz down the red carpet as though she still reigned supreme. She paused for selfies, beaming smiles, and even gave enthusiastic waves to fans. On the surface, it might have appeared that she was unbothered, but a single protester changed that narrative in real time. A sign reading, "Justice for Justin Baldoni, Blake lied," jolted the event, and it was all captured by paparazzi cameras. Lively's composed demeanor cracked for an instant. The protester, identified as a known social commentator, underscored just how polarizing Lively had become. Instead of ignoring it gracefully or addressing it in a composed manner, she looked visibly unnerved. Clips of that fleeting look flashed across the internet faster than lightning. Suddenly, the talk wasn't about the film she was promoting. It was about the meltdown unfolding under everyone's gaze. Media outlets devoured the footage, dissecting her every move and speculating on her real mental state. Meanwhile, Anna Kendrick's presence at the same event ratcheted up the tension even more. Promoting A Simple Favor 2, Kendrick made no effort to mask her stony demeanor toward Lively. Rumors of a long-standing feud had circulated, but rarely had they been this blatant. When a reporter inquired about reuniting with Kendrick, Lively mustered a forced, "I'm so happy." Moments later, Kendrick was asked about working with Lively, and her terse, "Oh, you know," all but confirmed she was not thrilled. Social media pounced, with fans interpreting that curt reply as a coded message. "I'm stuck with her, so let's move on." Their chemistry, or lack thereof, blew up online, overshadowing any promotional efforts for the actual movie. Henry Golding, another high-profile cast member, seemed similarly uncomfortable. He did his best to deliver the usual script. "It's amazing working with them again." But when pressed about the environment on set, he broke into a half-laugh, half-sigh, adding,
Ryan Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
What could go wrong? Which only fueled more speculation. Before long, the chatter was no longer about A Simple Favor 2's storyline or production quality. Every interviewer, every article, every snippet trending on social media revolved around the friction between Lively and Kendrick, the looming lawsuit, and the overshadowing drama. Studios bank on a film's leading personalities to generate excitement and ticket sales, not to repel audiences with scandal after scandal. Reportedly, Amazon executives are watching this fiasco unfold with growing trepidation. Executives are uneasy about how the controversies might dent box office returns or streaming metrics. Typically, a buzzy sequel starring beloved leads is a slam dunk, but if the public is fixated on the hostility behind the scenes, they might be less inclined to support the project. The awkwardness in the promotional campaign has become a microcosm of Lively's broader crisis. Over the years, she carefully shaped an image as an unflappable icon. Now, that polished veneer has collapsed, replaced by allegations of deceit, condescension, and a need for control. Indeed, the legal saga itself goes beyond typical showbiz disputes, involving allegations of sexual harassment, defamation, and manipulative PR. Both parties are determined to protect their careers. Lively's approach involves rigorous gatekeeping of information and demanding non-disclosure clauses. Baldoni's tactics revolve around openly posting timelines and factual evidence, seemingly insisting he has nothing to hide. One major upshot is the impact on Lively's future prospects. She's endured unending media scrutiny, which could hamper her ability to secure high-profile roles. Many in Hollywood, and, of course, audiences, now question whether supporting her brand is worth the trouble. Even if some executives remain neutral, the risk of negative backlash may prove too large a gamble. Meanwhile, Baldoni, having suffered significant career blows early in the controversy, like losing his representation at WME, may experience a redemption arc if he continues to be viewed as the honest counterpart. This phenomenon demonstrates Hollywood's complicated relationship with scandal and morality. In an environment driven by optics, allegations can make or break a person's standing almost overnight. Lively's downfall reveals the fragility of fame, especially when a star tries to manipulate circumstances on a grand scale. With each new hearing or leak, the tension escalates. Even now, the public is divided.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are all smiles amid their ongoing legal battle. On Sunday night, the couple attended the SNL 50, the anniversary special in New York City.
Some cling to the belief that Lively is misunderstood, or that Baldoni has skeletons in his closet yet to be exposed. Others side firmly with Baldoni, pointing to the judge's initial dismissal of a key part of Lively's allegations as proof that she has been exaggerating or outright lying. The gray areas in a legal conflict of this magnitude allow for endless speculation. Still, the consensus is that her meltdown at signaled a breaking point, revealing how desperately she's clinging to an image that's all but shattered. At this juncture, the question many are asking is, can Blake Lively recover from this ordeal? Is it possible for her to regain the public's trust and reestablish herself as an A-lister? The legal process will, of course, play a big part. If more evidence surfaces that discredits her version of events, the downward spiral might be irreversible. There's a growing feeling that continued loyalty to Lively could adversely affect future collaborations, especially if the Blake Lively meltdown narrative persists. Some Hollywood veterans remark that they've witnessed similar career implosions in the past, yet rarely with someone who began at such a pinnacle of public favor. People are describing it as though a carefully built tower of cards is collapsing one gust of wind at a time. The incident only emphasized that no matter how many polished social media posts or meticulously crafted statements are released, the controversies dogging Lively will not vanish with a mere press conference. The next few months could bring an onslaught of new revelations, forced apologies, or attempts at damage control, but it remains uncertain whether that will be enough to reverse the tide that has turned against her. What's striking is the sense that the entire entertainment community is watching with bated breath. Some insiders claim that if Lively somehow manages to provide concrete evidence refuting Baldoni's account, or if she secures a favorable ruling at a key juncture, she might salvage part of her standing. Yet the road back to universal adulation would likely be arduous. She would need consistent, verifiable proof that she was maligned or misunderstood. Even then, skeptics might point to her history of orchestrating narratives. Meanwhile, Baldoni, though once overshadowed by Lively's star power, stands to gain from any further missteps on her part. Observers suggest that if he stays on message and keeps unveiling factual contradictions in her statements, his credibility will only grow. At a time when public trust in Hollywood figures is more fragile than ever, authenticity, real or perceived, can shift alliances dramatically, rewriting the fortunes of both accuser and accused.